So despite what most people think, not everything is covered if there's damage to your house underneath your homeowner's insurance policy. And really, we're going to go over this, but there's only 4 things that are covered. So my name is Mike Keeler. I'm a licensed public adjuster in the state of Florida. And I'm going to take you through this video and explain more about what actually is covered in your homeowner's policy. All right, so let's take a look at a policy here. And this is an insurance company in Florida. And there's 2 things you're going to want to look for. First, you're going to want to go to this section, perils insured against. All right. This is going to let you know. So this is page 14, page 16 of essentially what your covered perils are, what your covered losses are. So let's jump over to that page real quick. And then you'll see it basically starting here, perils insured against. All right. For coverage A, coverage B. They talk about what they don't insure, anything excluded, right? Then they'll go through all this. And then here's where it's bolded. All right, part of the other section. So fire, lightning, windstorm or hail, all this stuff. Now, an easier way, rather than going through the policy, is at some point, usually it's at the end or towards the back of your policy. Sometimes it's in the front. And that is this section right here called your checklist of coverages. All right. Now, let me explain when I say there's really only 4 coverages. I can't remember. Now, really, when you talk about the why means yes, there's coverage. So if we take a look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right. Of these 18, the only ones that I ever see, okay, and accidental discharge, overflow of water or steam. So this is why I say your policy really only covers 4 things. I don't know anybody that's had an explosion or riot or civil or an aircraft in the house or vehicles in the house. It happens, but I haven't seen any. Smoke, I guess if there's a fire from a neighbor and smoke comes in, vandalism, theft, falling objects, especially in Florida, weight of ice, snow, or sleet. But so really, I guess 5, because some of you that are in the Midwest and Northeast and out West, you're going to have winters. So you're going to have this. All right. The weight of ice, snow, or sleet. So, and then also freezing. But generally, you're talking only 4 or 5 things, losses that you would be covered for. Now, this other one, any other peril not specifically excluded, and it says dwelling and other structures only. All right. Now, there should be an asterisk for all these, because just because it's a covered peril doesn't mean that they're going to cover it completely. For instance, accidental discharge or overflow of water. If they find that there's a long-term leak, situation's been going on for a while, they're not covering it. Right? If you have a roof damage claim and it's from what you say is a windstorm, but you don't have the date that corresponds to that windstorm, they're not going to cover it if there's not enough wind. All right? Or maybe your roof is old and there was a storm that came through and you decided to make a claim. Well, they might say that your roof has been old. It's been compromised. Needed to be changed out. Fire. Same thing. It's not automatically covered. Most of the time, they try and come up with a reason, especially with fires. If you've seen a couple of my videos, they love to blame the homeowner for a lot of these things. Whether it's a shortage of electricity, then properly maintained. They'll want to look through your financial records. So there should be a big, fat asterisk by each and every one of these. Because you have to have the perfect conditions in order for them to cover these things anymore. So the whole point of making this video was just to let you guys know that not everything is covered how you think it might be covered. I think there's a false sense that if something happens to your home, it's automatically covered, and that's not the case. It's all based on those perils. All right. Give you a perfect example. I had a guy call, or I think he emailed me this week or last week. All the weeks kind of intertwined. But he had his garage door motors for the garage door opener. I think, if I remember, there was some type of power outage or shortage or surge of some sort. And he wanted to know if he can make a claim. Well, I said, that's not covered when your power goes out. But if your power goes out or there's a power surge due to a hurricane, a fire, right? Hurricane, what else could be with a power surge? Lightning. So those three things, if your power goes out or there's a shortage or a surge, then yes, you can make a claim. But they're going to want to see proof. For instance, if it's a surge, do you have other electronics that also went out? Usually you will. You'll have TVs, you'll have computers, anything that's plugged in. A lot of things will be shot. I've had that before. And I probably had 5 or 6 things. I had a big subwoofer and a couple other electronics. Some things were okay, but if you have just one thing, that's not going to fly. The other part is, if you do say it's from some type of surge or fire or anything else, lightning. Let's take lightning. They will probably, if it's an expensive item, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 or more, they'll probably have somebody come out to test it and see, by opening it up, whatever that gadget might be, if the internals are fried. Because that's normally what you will see if there's lightning and then power surge. So just keep that in mind. Not everything is covered. I always tell people, this isn't like an automobile policy. No matter what you hit, you can hit a cow, you can hit a fence, you can hit a wall can hit you somehow, a semi-truck can hit you. It's always pretty much covered. It's not like that for your homeowners at all. So again, my name is Mike Keeler. I'm a licensed public adjuster in the state of Florida. If you have any questions or need help with a claim, here's how you can get in contact with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.